Let me see. You have snow. Oh, my. Oh, we did
Yay,
it.
it's working.
We did it.
Yay.
I'm so proud of us.
I
We
know,
haven't
me
even done
too.
anything yet, but show up, and I'm already so proud.
I know, right?
We don't even have to do anything else.
It's
We
so exciting.
said we were going to do it. We damn well did it, and here we
Here
are.
we are. Jinx.
Awesome. And you're in your beautiful space.
I am.
So good.
It's so pretty today. Yeah. Well, it's actually a little chilly, but it's pretty.
Yes, I was just talking about our weird Arctic out of nowhere weather that we're having for some reason. So we're a little early, so we'll give some people. You see Jenny's here. She's in New Mexico.
Hi, Jenny.
And my friend Elle is here. And so yeah, we'll give people a little bit to come on. How much longer do you get to be up there, Jenny? I saw the pictures. It looks good. She said they have snow up there. So I think we're going to be back up to the 80s, you know, by a couple days. It's Dallas.
Because it's Texas, yeah.
Right.
It's always that way this time of year, especially. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe them.
What you got?
Exactly. I was like, where's my drink? And just about that time you picked it up, I was like,
and
that
of course, and we both
bizarre.
have turquoise cups. Himi shimi. I love that. I leave tomorrow. Yeah. You leave tomorrow. Okay. Well, safe travels coming home back to Dallas.
Can we hear you? We can't hear you.
We can't hear you, but we can read your comments. So
yeah.
Be able to read people's comments below. How was your day today?
Me? Busy.
Yeah. Busy. Yeah.
Wednesdays are always really busy. I don't know why. And then Thursday, I'm like, why was this week so busy?
A lot going on that day.
Yeah, it's always busy. It's always that way on Wednesdays. How about you? What day is the week is busiest for you?
Thursdays is, but Wednesday's about equal now.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're full. I like to say they're full. They're full of good
there you
things.
go. Yes.
I like to think of it that way. So
yeah, actually working with you has made me feel so much differently. I mean, just small little things that you do like that. Like I used to say, oh, I'm so busy. And now I'm like, I've got so many great things going on.
And a little shift, but it's so, oh my gosh, it's so important. It's kind of, it's also like the get to do, right? Like I have to, I should, I need to. Exactly. And when we start talking about things like that are things that we want to be doing, it's like, wait a minute, I'm bringing that energy of like have to, should, when it should be like it's just reminding yourself, right? I get to do these things. So
yeah, we're lucky. And I have a question since I've never done this before. So we're going live. So is Instagram automatically recording it for us?
I believe. I think what's going to happen is if all goes well, and so far all has gone so well,
yes,
we're doing so well that at the end of this, I will be able to it'll like say, do you want to save this?
Oh, okay,
and
cool.
I'll say yes.
Yeah.
and then after I say yes, it'll record it, and then I think I will be able to put our links in and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. So I have gone live before. I've never just gone live with another person. So
okay. Well, I'm the first.
Yes.
Well, I copied my link so that I could then put it in the comments. Yeah, I sent it to you, but I also copied it. So maybe I can do it. Maybe you can do it if I can't get it to work.
Perfect.
Covering my bases.
Yes, you did. And also thanks for doing that because I forgot. Now I have my link for my thing as well. So
ready to go.
Yeah. So, it's only 1 minute after right now. So maybe wait another minute before we start talking about, we've got some fun things to talk about. Just our, relationship.
Karen joined. Yeah.
Hi, Karen.
Cool.
Yeah, I know some other people had texted me and said that they were going to try to come if they could. But again, if you're not here live and you watch it later, it's all good as well.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. That is true.
You just don't get to ask your own
don't get to ask questions. That's right. That's right. So I will. I think Jenny knows, but Jenny knows this, and I don't know if Karen knows this or not, but so Vonda and I have worked together for years. We've known each other for years and years, and
Yeah.
and we've worked together in different ways. But in the past several years, since about 2018 or something like that,
I think 2018.
Yeah, I think you've been taking pictures for me for my business and personal branding stuff, and you were coming to my workshops and retreats and things like that, and then and you've been coaching with me, and
Correct.
so yeah, we just started talking this last weekend when I was doing a personal branding shoot with you in your beautiful space where you are right now, and we were just talking about the collaborative nature of both of these two relationships that we have. We have three relationships, right? We're friends, we're like, I coach you, and then you take photos of me, and all of those are collaborative. And I just thought, we thought it would be fun to let people know, because I think some people have questions about like, what the heck, what the hell does a creativity coach do? And then also personal brand photography. Like they're both kind of like, you kind of get, you know, photography, you know, coaching, but like what exactly, you know, is that? And then also, how does collaboration come into play, you know, for us? And so
how does that work, and how does it benefit each other?
Right, definitely. And so I think, you know, one of the things, I'll just start off, I want to share that the photographs that you've taken of me that I've shared always get a good response, right? And so it's my job to make sure that I'm sharing something that's worth reading after somebody sees the picture. But the picture, the image, can sometimes be the thing that grabs their attention. But also, even beyond that, it's the way you capture the energy, or the energy of a person.
The essence of
I've actually had a recent client that signed with me this year say, she does know somebody, you know, that I work with, but then one of the things she said, I'm just curious, like, why did you reach out to me? And she goes, I just really liked your energy. Like, I could tell in your photographs that you had good energy. And I was like, well, I can't wait to tell you
that. Told me that. That's so
I didn't tell you that. I thought I told you that.
Right? You know, maybe you have. I don't think so, though. Oh my gosh, that's great.
Which is, you know, we say this, but it's you know, it's difficult to do sometimes with a selfie. Like, I mean, you can do it sometimes, but it's just a different thing. And the thing that really came to me on Saturday's shoot was, now that we've been working together for several years and lots of different shoots, we have a trust level now that's a trust, and also just like a knowing, like, you've kind of taught me over the years what will be helpful. And what
there's a couple of different things. I think from watching you've learned how to pose, how to just let it flow between us, and not to go, what do I say? What do I do? How do I stand? You know, and not be worried about it. And you seem to know that I'll tell you when you need to do something different, and then you don't stress. You know, so many people get really stressed out, and they're like, and then it really shows, because they're like,
exactly. And so I've told other people before, like when I went to when you do the on location at Good Work, you do some work there sometimes. I love my photos from there. I love all my photos, but I told somebody that was going to be photographed after me, I'm like, don't be nervous, she'll make it fun. And I meant, you know, I really meant it. You do make it fun, but again, there's that level of trust. So we talked about this too. I think it was the second big branding shoot that we did together, that we did over here, and you had me do some things. Like, you had me do my hand in a few ways, and do some things that I was like, why is she having me do that? Why is she doing that?
And like, I remember looking at you, and she's like, she thinks I'm crazy. But
I just didn't know what you wanted to do with them.
Well, because I know what you do. Well, you know, once I kind of worked with you a couple of times and knew what you did, and I knew what you were trying to say in your social media posts and the things that you sent out in your emails, because I knew those things. I knew that you used the word magic a lot. And I knew that I had these glitter pieces that I could easily put into something. And I was like, she needs to be like the cauldron of magic. She needs to be like the magic magic person, and I was like, so put your hands in front of you. And she was like, why? I was like, I just did. And and she's like, okay. But you don't look at all like you're like, what?
Well, no, and then I went,
because you trusted me.
I trusted you. I went with it. And then now I just want to report back that, it's one of my most used pictures, and I use it for all my magic action stuff that I do. And so that was the lesson, or one of the lessons for me. One of the first times I was like, I just do what Vonda tells me to do. And I know that she's going to make me look great. And I just trust that. And so now I even know, like, I could see, well, I guess that, okay, then at the Good Work one in the fall, which was after this one that we were talking about, I had a few ideas, and then you had some more ideas. And then by this last one that we did together this last weekend, I was like, I have some ideas. I brought this blank canvas, and I brought some pins, and we
got so many pictures in such a short period of time. Wasn't it shocking?
Yes, I just saw them today, and I was like, oh my gosh. Wow. I love that photo too, Jenny. It's one of my all-time favorites. But I actually have I don't know if I could, this is like, if you made me, it's kind of like picking a song or a favorite movie. Don't ask me to pick my favorite Vonda picture. Well, they're all different. Like they all have different reasons for being. And like you said, the essence of it, like, I feel like, because like you said, you're so good with words, and words escape me. And that's one of the things that Jill and I work on for me and my social media stuff is the words, but I can say it in pictures. I can take an idea and distill it down into a gesture or a feeling or a look or something, and people respond to that. They know. I mean, you can feel it, and I think that's what people tell me all the time. You just capture the real person. I don't feel like it's a staged picture. I'm like, thank you. Another thing that I think is fun and that I want to share is, in addition to like gestures and stuff, when we did that big personal branding, half a day kind of a shoot here, 3 hours, whatever it was. And we took some different things, like we took this whole set with my cool batik robe and my kind of my morning routine. And I didn't know exactly what I was going to do with that. And we took the ones with like some of my very favorite creativity books. And again, these taking photos and kind of like not knowing specifically how I was going to use them. I've had perfect opportunities to use all of them. Like, I on a podcast I was asked to be on, and we were talking about the Artist Way and all the creative books that have ever, informed my creativity coaching career. And so here's the perfect,
and you did that like 6 months before. You didn't even know.
Didn't know. But so that goes to, I want to talk about one of the many benefits I think of working with you is having this library to just go into, instead of feeling panicky, like, oh, I have this great opportunity. I have this great opportunity to, whatever it is, be on a podcast or speak for the Business Council for the Arts or whatever it is. And I can go and find the perfect image for that.
And the way we have it arranged, because you work with me on a regular basis, whenever I have people who are my regular personal brand clients, I have it all arranged so that she just has one link and she goes in and she can find it, and they're all arranged in like what she's wearing or what she was doing so that she can easily find those photos. It's
amazing. That's a really handy service. That's worth so much. I can't even tell you, because you didn't have that at first, and I didn't back of it, and organization is not my
and
super strong suit.
It's hard when you're not the one that does. I mean, for me, storing images is really easy to do, but most people it's really difficult. And
the way you grouped them and named them, and it's super easy for me to go in and find it. Like you said, one link, not 10 million folders, which is what I had before. So I'm trying to think what else. There's some other things I wanted to make sure that I shared. Do you have another thought that you?
No, I have all my things that I want to talk about you.
Well, we can talk, we're going to talk about back and forth. We can go back and forth. It doesn't have to be one or the other. I do want to say this though, for anybody who's leery of having their photograph made, or just doesn't like to have your photograph made, I think you make it really you do make it fun. Because I was saying my daughter, you've taken my daughter's picture as well, alone or with somebody else, and then with me. And when I came back from the shoot on Saturday, I was like, she goes, how was it? And I was like, it was so much fun. And she's got this beautiful space. It was just amazing. And she goes, Vonda always makes it fun. And she was talking about the shoot with Nora, and she's like, we felt like we were like in New York City. Like she made us feel like we were in this other space. And I said, so, you know, I just want to say to people, like, if you're worried about, I don't know, not feeling comfortable or not having fun, I think that's two of the things that you really do so beautifully, is you put people at ease. And you make it fun. Like it does. I felt so VIP-y.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is fun. I mean, I love it. I mean, I could be having I don't know, but I'm pretty sure you're the same way, because we both love what we do so much. But I can be having kind of a day, and then I pick up the camera and turn on the music, and people come in and we start playing. And before I know, I'm like, this is so great.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, are you going to talk about your space? Because, okay, so here's another thing I thought about when I was thinking about our relationship, all the ways we've worked together. We've done a couple shoots, big shoots here at my house in lots of different spaces, and that's been great. Then I've also done a shoot with you at Good Work, which was great, because they have a lot of very cool locations.
Different spaces.
They're really good at picking, like putting me on the stairs. Like I don't think I would have thought about that. That's one of my favorite pictures.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yeah, and I got to use it in a way that really made sense. And then your new studio space, and on location outside too. So like, there's just so many options for working with you that have been fun.
Thank you. Thank you. Just talking about it makes me go, oh my gosh, we've had so much fun.
Yeah, we've done a lot. We have done a lot.
You know, and okay, so that's where working with you has been really great, because each week you always start out with what went well this week, and taking a little bit of stock of what you've accomplished and the things that went well, things that you're proud of. And I don't really do that. I'm kind of like, I do it, and then I'm on to the next thing, and then I totally don't give myself the credit for all those good things. And that has been really a blessing, because I don't know, it like fills you up.
Yeah, you're
gives you energy.
Alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we are a people who tend to make our to-do lists, you know, and check things off the to-do list, and then go right on to the next thing. And so I feel like, as part of the process to really enjoy, like embrace and enjoy. So I want to at least acknowledge, right? Acknowledge what we've done, and then to celebrate it. And it doesn't have to be a huge celebration, but even just saying like, I did this thing I wanted to do. Wow. How cool is that?
And the act of actually writing it out is quite amazing.
Yeah.
because go ahead.
I was going to say, I think you've told me before, and I know other people have, that they'll sit down to do the weekly check-in, and be like, I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything. And then they'll think about it and start writing and be like,
yes, that's me.
I did a lot.
Yes, that's me.
Damn.
That's me. Yeah, because each week when I working with Jill, she has you do a check-in each week and write down, you know, what went well, what were some things that you needed help with, and just the act of having that accountability each week to sit down and say, what did I do? What were some challenges I faced? How do I get past those? How do I put it into an action plan? Just that accountability every week has really made me not be complacent about some things. I mean, sometimes you think, oh my gosh, it's just another to-do list, but it's not a what I have to do list. It's what I get to do list. And it's so exciting.
Yeah. Get to do. And then also another thing that we do together is to always look for the ways to make it delightfully doable, right?
Yes.
To break it down, make the small steps. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the other thing. Whenever the delightfully doable steps is breaking it down into smaller steps. I mean, I needed help remembering that in the beginning. And as time went on, that became just such a part of what I do now, that I make it simple, break it down, make it fun, make it more meaningful. I do that already, and I don't even have to have you remind me.
Yes, I know.
So we can get on to other things.
Right. And I love, like we joked about this, I love it when people say, you were in my head this week, not in a creepy way, in a good way. But yeah, those magic action questions, I call them. How do I make this easier, more doable? How do I make this more fun or enjoyable? How do I make this more meaningful or add more meaning to it? And anytime I'm feeling, or my clients are feeling resistance or overwhelm or stuckness, or just want to look at things from a different point of view, you know, those are,
it totally works.
Lighter fluid.
It totally works.
Yeah.
And then, so when we're talking each week, having an objective eye to see the stumbling blocks that I can't see, because you think to yourself, well, I know myself, I've, done this, but no, because someone from the outside can look at something and have a very simple solution that you're just like, it's right here. But I cannot see it because I'm just so either overwhelmed or afraid or whatever. And you can just kind of go,
yeah. And how I think about that too is like, if we're like the eye of the storm, or maybe it's not a storm even, or we're swimming in the water, we're the fish in the water. And so we don't have the perspective because we're in it. We're in our own stuff. It's right, like you said, it's right there around us. So I'm out here and I can be like, oh, and make a simple suggestion or ask a simple question that's like, oh, I didn't think of it that way, or I didn't see it that way. Or especially like when we do the work around looking for the thoughts, right? Because that's part of the work that we do together too. Is like at the root of everything is, what thought are you thinking?
Right.
How's it making you feel? And that's what's informing how you show up to whatever the situation, relationship, situation, problem, or something that you want to do. And so I can help you, get rid of the thoughts that aren't serving you and replace them with the thoughts that are going to serve you. So
absolutely. There have been a couple of times that you just said one thing and I just like started doing things completely differently, and not from like, oh, I always turn left instead of right, not like that, but like what's on the inside has a completely different direction that I'm thinking about, and it changes everything on the outside. So it's pretty powerful stuff.
It is. It's life-changing. I think, for me
really
too.
Is.
Like, I mean, that's why I work with coaches. So I want to ask you this, or I want to have you speak to this, which I didn't tell you I was going to ask you. So
okay,
but
I'm on the spot.
Yeah, you're on the spot, but I think I'm not worried about what your answer is going to be. I'm interested to see what your answer is going to be, because I think some people might have the perception that like working with a coach is going to be like another thing to do, like it's going to add to their like, I can't do that because I already have so much on my plate. And, something that I've shared is like, actually what we're doing is we're not adding things to your plate. We're taking all the things on your plate and then we're deciding like what you want to do, how you want to do it, and making those things more doable.
Yeah.
But what's your take on it? Like, I don't think it's not like homework. It's not like do extra stuff on top of life. It's like,
it's like having help prioritizing what your heart wants to do, or what how people will say, it's not your passion, what you're meant to do on earth,
your purpose.
Your purpose. Yes. It's like finding your purpose and writing down, prioritizing everything according to your purpose. And once you do that, I feel like that everything is easier. I don't know why or how it works.
Because you're aligned. You're in alignment with what you're here to do instead of fighting against it, I think, and part of that, it goes back to something else I help people do, which is give themselves permission.
Oh yeah, that's big.
I mean, that's at the root of it. But again, that's probably something that feels so familiar to you now, giving yourself.
You're going to be so proud. I don't even think about having to ask myself permission anymore. I just do it.
Yeah. Yeah, but it wasn't always like that, right?
It's great. Yeah. Oh no, not in the beginning. No.
Yeah, I know. And I think that we share that, I think, as women, and I think just in our culture, think about like what we're supposed to do, what other people expect of us. I mean, another thing I find with the people that I work with is this is a cool thing that I just had the realization like in the past couple of years, because they would not necessarily, people were coming to me to work on these things, but I realized that the people that come to work with me in general have a passion to help other people in the world in some way, whether that be social justice or, just a myriad of ways that they're involved in the world outside of themselves. And so this idea of this notion of purpose and living a purposeful life is a common thread. And I think a lot of times, though, those people find it easy to do for others and more difficult to do for themselves.
Yes, I fall in that category.
Yeah. And
but you know, once I started like prioritizing what I wanted to do for my purpose, in starting prioritizing that, it actually made it so I got to do more outside of me, and that was shocking to me. I
try to, you know, that's one of the things I want to help people realize. I mean, that was definitely my experience when I first started working with my first coach, Jill Badonsky, who I'm actually going to go live with a week from tomorrow. So I'm just I'm super excited to do that with her. Yeah. But I felt like why I started working with her in the first place felt kind of like selfish reasons. I was like, who am I? What do I want now? Like, my daughter's in school now, and I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And it was all like me centric. And that felt weird and not great. But then from that, right, that's, and saying yes to my music and everything, what happened? Infinite possibilities, you know, and just gave me the opportunity to help a lot of other people over the course of my next however many years. 12 years, 13 years.
And I had just started working with you before COVID, a few months before COVID, you know, the quarantine, everything shut down, and I was like, one-on-one, right? And I was like, what am I going to do? I mean, I go out in the world, and you were like, well, you know. And so just talking through it, within a week or two, I like completely turned everything around. It's like, okay, well, I can't do these things, but I can do these things. And so did that. And I ended up having just as good, or like really, and I hate to say it because so many people had such a hard year this year, but I had one of the best years ever financially.
I think that's okay. Like I did too. And see, that's another thing, right? That our success has to come at the expense of somebody else's. And I think knowing that that's not true, that a rising tide does lift all boats. The better that we do, the more good we can do in the world. Especially, you know, I think that's something that can hold us back, though, right? Is this kind of notion of like somehow that these things are.
Because I helped a whole lot of people. I helped a whole lot of people get themselves presentable and ready to be on camera like you and I are doing now. People just didn't know how to do that. And they were like, help me.
Oh, one of my clients last week, her light had gone out in her room. She goes, I know I'm kind of dark. My light that my Vonda setup isn't working. And I go, well, your Vonda setup. And she goes, oh yeah, I watched all of her videos that she did when COVID first started.
No way. I did. I started a YouTube channel. I started a YouTube channel, and I made just quick little, you know, this is one thing you can do. This is another thing you can do. Blah, blah, blah. And before you know it, I had like 7 or 8 or 9 videos, I think, of different things that you could do. And I told you about the guy with the bandana with the hair.
Yes.
Oh my God.
He acted like he was dressed like you.
He showed up to the team meeting because this woman had sent out all of my videos to her team. Was like, you guys are not doing good on Zoom. You got to do it different. So she sent him my videos, and she's like, that's your homework for this week because you have to watch them. And he comes to the next meeting dressed like me, and he had glasses on and a bandana.
I love it.
Picture, man, it was hilarious.
Flattery. What is that? Like, what is that? Is the most
copying somehow?
Yes, is the most sincerest form of flattery. Boy, I just butchered that, but you knew what I was saying.
I do.
You knew what I was saying.
I do.
I'm trying to think. What else? A couple things that I thought that we have in common too is, like, you talked about that objectivity that I bring to our coaching sessions. And I think you bring that too to our, you know, photography, because, like,
absolutely.
Again, the selfie is this is all you got. You've got as long as your arm is, and that's all. And whatever the lighting happens to be. And you can be like
imitation. Karen said imitation is the highest form of flattery. That's it.
Thank you. We butchered that quote.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think, talking about objectivity. And when we're doing selfie or doing selfies of our, of ourselves. I mean, I do it too.
Sure.
Taking pictures. You go, oh, I hate this. I hate this. I hate this. And before you know it, you're like, how you're feeling, which is negative, comes across in your pictures. And if somebody is outside that can help you to feel your best and to feel like you're having fun and talking through what you want to say. And actually, that's another thing that I like to do with people. I like to find out what it is that you want to say, and then I can help people say it without using words. And I think we do that with your pictures. It's so many times Jill will send out her email for the week or whatever, whatever she's sending out, and I'll send back a note and said, you used that picture so good. I love it. I love seeing you use my pictures well.
Yeah, but again, it's so nice to have the library. I just have, I have the library there. There's been several recently that, like the one on the steps, and I talked about small steps, and so, and I'm interested to. It's going to be so fun to look at the ones that we took most recently and be like, some of them you had an intuition. You're like, here, hold these two things. Yeah. I don't know what, but I think you're going to want to use this somehow, and who knows? But I know I'll use it somehow at some point. Yeah,
I thought to myself, I know Jill well enough. I can say this. I'm being called to have you make this picture. I don't know why. She's like,
she's gonna love that shit. It's like heemy sheemy kind of mystical stuff. Yeah. If you're being called to do it, then it sounds good.
Yeah. No,
so what do you have? Say again.
So I definitely have that connection. As long as the people are open to it, I'll definitely tap into whatever somebody's heemy sheemy stuff they got going on. I'll tap into it.
Absolutely. Do you want to talk any more about your space since you just finished it up? Because I mean, there's because I want to talk about it. It's so amazing. There's the room that you're in right now is
I should have cleaned up a little better.
Okay. We just can talk about
it.
But you have that
room with
all the windows that are so beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice. I'll show you.
And you have that, yeah.
So pretty, yeah. So my stepchildren moved out because they had this part of the house, and once they moved out, then I could. Sorry, you're making me feel sick here. Once they moved out, I could use the sunroom and the upstairs living room to make a studio space. So
yeah,
it's really pretty.
That space that had such beautiful light with those gauzy. Curtains and everything,
so nice.
And then you had the big long with the psych set up in that room.
Yeah, that room's kind of dark.
There's a room in there, which was.
This is my studio.
So beautiful.
All those lights turned on.
And then I don't know if you probably don't want to show it, but the changing room, even the bathroom upstairs that you get to change in was amazing.
Okay, so here's the studio.
Yeah.
Space. This was the living room before. So and I have all my stuff from when I had my full studio.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like a full, it is like a
full studio. This is a full studio. But I mean, when I had a separate out of my house,
right.
I had a studio space. But this is when you say, I need to, this is my office. Yeah. You need to keep your house clean. just in case
you're going to be asked to go live.
Yeah, just in case you're on live on Instagram. Yeah, so here's
look
the
at this changing space, y'all. Oh my gosh.
It's pretty.
This big, beautiful turquoise bathroom with natural light coming from the up and
I'm all going backwards.
Yeah. It felt great. It was very comfortable and a lot of fun, and it felt like I was
a lot of space.
Yeah, on
a party
on a real professional shoot, which I was, but it felt like a magazine or something like that. So that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's great.
So
after doing this for 15 years,
that's so funny. We've both been doing almost the same amount of time. You've been doing it a little bit longer than I have.
Yeah.
Something else I thought that we have similar. This is a truth, I think, for both of us and the people that we work with is bottom line. We both want what's best for our clients. I mean, and I think that's part of where the trust comes in too. If I believe, and I do, when I go to a photo shoot with you, that your number one goal is to make images that I'm going to love and that I'm going to love sharing and that are going to make me feel good about myself and my business, and vice versa, that the work that I'm doing with you and that I do with my clients is to help them create the life or the life and businesses that they love.
Yeah,
and so I'm
absolutely.
never, I mean, if you trust that and know that like, I'm never going to offer something to you, or I'm never going to, it is a beautiful space, Karen, so beautiful.
It is,
I'm never going to offer something, or, you know, that's not, that I don't believe in my heart is in your best interest. But the other thing is, like, as a coach, I never tell you what to do, right? It's always, it's always offering.
Yeah.
Never
it's like this. I
love how you keep doing that, like, gently. I know.
Exactly.
This? What if we look at it from this angle?
Exactly. Well, you could say it like that, but you can also say it like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a much nicer way to talk to myself.
There's a lot of what ifs, right? We have a lot of like, what if? You said it like this.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely true. With in fact, that's kind of why I switched to, or not switched. I've started shifting to personal brand photography, because it's so fun to help people succeed in their businesses.
Yeah.
I love it. It's great. It's so much fun.
Hey,
and working with someone on a regular basis over and over again, because you do build that relationship. You do build that trust. You feel like you're creating something together, and that's really exciting.
Well, you get a, like any relationship, you get a second, okay, Karen, maybe you can help. I'm having trouble with my words again. A secondhand language, not a secondhand language, but a shorthand. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we know in language, as far as like knowing what I mean when I say.
Oh, yes.
Or you were taking pictures the other day and you're like, oh, you're going to like this one. You're not going to like this one. Like, you know, I know you're going to want to do this or that. And, you know, you just kind of know.
Definitely.
Or the other day when we were having a conversation and you were talking about a certain situation, I go, but that really it's not that upsetting to you. You're in total control of that. Right. And you were like, yeah, I am. Yeah, you're right. Because like we just know how to read each other and everything. So
yeah, exactly. You could tell that it wasn't something I wanted to talk about. It was something that wasn't really upsetting me, but I kind of wanted to talk through with you how to navigate that going forward. Yeah. All
right. So what do you have coming up next? How can people find you, and what's the next thing that they can, or, you know, what can they do if they are interested in learning more about personal brand photography with you?
Well, you can go to my website for personal brand photography. You can go vondak.com and then navigate to the personal brand section. And then also, if you want to talk to me about how I can help you make personal brand photographs for you and your business, then we're going to put a link to send me your email, and then I'll send you a calendar that you can sign up for a call time. And we can talk about how I can help you.
Oh, which, you know, I actually want to talk about that too. That's a cool thing that you do, is when you do sign up to have whatever kind of, you know, photograph session with you, personal brand photography, you do a call ahead of time.
Yes.
And I think that's really like so helpful. It's like, what do you want in addition to what do you want to do from it? It's like you could give suggestions for.
Yeah, I give suggestions, but also, believe it or not, through the talking on the phone, I actually start to, this is more, not heamy-sheemy, but
more woo-woo energy.
The woo-woo. This is the woo-woo. Yes.
I love it.
We already start connecting. You know, I already start to get a feel for the person. I start to understand what it is, what their desire is for the outcome. So that way I can already start kind of percolating in my head, how can I make that? How can I translate what they're wanting into what's going to be work visually, you know?
Yeah. And it's we just talked about this the other day as in regards to a focus call that you were going to have with somebody that you were going to work with. It also, that's a form of creative collaboration. That's kind of where the collaboration begins.
Absolutely. Which is why I love it.
Yeah. I think so too.
Okay. I just want y'all all both to notice how affirming she is.
Well, it's true.
It's awesome.
Smoke. I mean, it's absolutely
I know,
true.
Absolutely. It's great.
And Jenny says yes, because you're so intuitive. It's true.
I know. It's true.
Intuitive
We are both intuitive.
So let me see. So you have that coming up. You don't have any dates coming up, but people can.
No, I just finished this past weekend. So now I got to figure out the next one, what date, where I'm going to do it. And that
so people want to get on, definitely follow at Vonda K. What is your handle here?
On Instagram, it's Vonda. Vonda K. Photographer. Yeah.
Yeah.
My friend Therese just joined on. Hello, Therese.
Hi, Teresa. And then also like get on her emailing list, and then you'll know when she has something else coming up, like this weekend she just did in the past, or if she does another location or something like that, because those are, not that you have to wait for those. I mean, I would call
you don't. And in fact, the reason I do the branding headshot lifestyle short sessions is so people who want to get something like that done but are kind of nervous to try it out in a more full session, that of course is a little bit more expensive, but that way you can try it out. But I do those every so often, but it doesn't mean you have to wait. You can actually you can sign an entire package if you want today.
I do. I want to make sure people know that, because I had at least 2 or 3 friends when I posted about the one I was going to do on Saturday say, oh, I want to do her next one. And I'm like, oh, well, don't wait for her next one. Go ahead and hire her now.
I know.
Book
I know. Yeah.
And also you have more flexibility when you book it on your own, right? Because you could either come to their space or you could find it.
That's part of what the call is about, is to figure out what it is that's really going to serve you best. And so therefore you could come to my space and we could do it here, or I can go to like my last client that I did personal branding for. She saw my Good Works space and she's like, I want to do that. So we booked it again just for her. And it's not too expensive, and that's about 2 hours. Yeah, it's a great space, especially for the money. Yeah, don't tell them that. They'll raise the rates.
And they have a good place to change and all that as well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, and Emily's awesome. She's always really helpful.
Yeah, very cool. Okay, so you have that coming up. I have the next thing that I would love to invite people to join me for is I'll be teaching my next Magic Action Masterclass on Tuesday, May 11th at 11 Central. So I'm going to put a link for that as well. I'm sure there'll be a link in my bio at some point, but I think I can put links down below with lives.
Here. Should I put it in the comments or are you going to put it later?
You can put it in the comments if you want to. Last time I think I was able to put it in the, like when I don't know.
Yeah, it won't let me. It won't let me.
I'm pretty sure that once we finish that I'm going to be able to save this.
Okay.
And then if that's true, that in the description I can put the comments. Hi, Julie.
Oh, there's Julie. And there's Julia. My goodness, friends are coming on.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, Karen asked, what is the Magic Action?
Magic Action.
It's really a neat little workshop.
That's my master class. It's how to end creative overwhelm and get into creative flow. And it's a 3-step process that I have. It's kind of a basic kind of core piece of the coaching that I do. And so, it's a great introduction to me and my creativity coaching if you're interested in that. And so that'll be happening May 11th. You can also go to my website, creativeoasiscoaching.com, and sign up there or grab a planner there. So you just get weekly emails from me, that kind of thing. So just to recap, because we've had some more people join us, I just want to say real quick that I'm a creativity coach. Vonda is a personal brand photographer. We've been working together for several years now. We've known each other for years and years, but we've really been working together with the coaching relationship and the personal brand photography relationship. And we just really enjoyed the collaborative part of that, and so thought that we would share it. And also I think it's not really mysterious, but to some people it's a little mysterious. Like she asked, what's Magic Action? Some people, I tell them I'm a creativity coach and they're like, oh, so you're an art teacher. No, it's not that. I'm not a visual art teacher. It's more about helping people get past their blocks of procrastination and perfectionism and overwhelm and inner critic voice, so that they can finally make their creative dreams come true, whether those are professional or personal creative dreams. So that's what that is. And then I use the images that Vonda takes for me with the personal brand photography in my social media. And when I have opportunities like to be interviewed on a podcast, or I did something for Shout Out, DFW Voyager magazine or something recently. It's great to have really nice images. It really does elevate your brand.
You never have to call me at the last minute and go, I need pictures.
No, I've got this whole library.
At your fingertips, yeah.
A lot of fun.
After 3 years of working together, you've got a bunch, a whole bunch.
Yeah, so I came in with my big box of props on Saturday. She's like, wow.
You're prepared.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It was great.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, you know, we didn't ask, does anybody have any other questions? Do you have any questions about either creativity coaching or personal brand photography or anything like that? We're happy to, I didn't offer that up earlier. We said right? Your questions and your curiosity, but it's a lot of fun. Yeah. I can tell you that for sure.
While we're waiting for a second, I realized the light is going down. I'm sitting here going, your light looks so great. You've listened to everything I've told you. And the lighting is just getting darker and darker. I'm like, it's getting cloudy outside.
It's getting cloudy outside.
I have my ring light.
I have my windows opened and my one little, as long as I don't get the things in my, pull my head a certain way.
Yeah. Oh, when I walked into the other room, I had a big, flat here. So it was nice and bright. And then I moved that. And when I sat down, I was like, oh well. The photographer isn't well lit right
but
this
it's
second.
Like,
but
what is
okay.
that? The cobbler's
have no shoes. It's true.
No, I actually look at that, Karen. I actually find hi Riley.
Hi Riley.
An analogy on my own and didn't need help.
No, right.
All right. So I would, I love the conversation. I love creative collaboration. Thank you for being brave enough to. I'm so proud of us. We did it.
I know, we did it.
Technical snafus.
No hitches.
I can tell up as long as it will. Yeah, now if we can just get it to actually save, that'll be really good. Yeah. I'm going to put some links. So if you're interested, I was actually aware about your light. Oh.
Shut up.
Thank
Teresa
you all
and I went
so
to college
much.
for photography together, so she knows the difference.
Yeah. That's okay. Still look beautiful. Beautiful flowers. I appreciated the conversation. Thanks for agreeing to do this.
Yeah, it's great.
It's a lot of fun. We'll have to do it again sometime. And if you're watching the replay of this and you do have a question for either of us, just type it in the comments below and tag us and we'll be happy to get back. Wah, wah. And you know what, Jenny, I need to call you about something too. So I'm glad to just a reminder I have a thing. So
yeah, I look forward to seeing you.
All right. Well, have a great night. It was so fun to chat. And
you too.
Everybody
talk to you later.
Have a good
night, everybody. Take care. Bye.